hope that you're having a wonderful Friday. And as usual, I'm getting out my weekly reading for the following Monday. And we are currently working on December 20th through to December 26th. So for the 20th, okay, make sure that you guys can see this okay. We have change in direction, okay? So change in direction is when you're sending out, what I'm kind of getting is you might be sending out mixed signals. And what this means is if you're saying like, I want a new relationship for 2022, but you're not doing anything to like initiate that, it's going to become a problem for you, okay? So make sure that your energy is matching up with what you're looking to attract. And if you would like a 2022 reading sent to your inbox through Facebook or Instagram, just let me know. For $22, I'm doing 6-month readings, and then I'm doing for $45 12-month readings, and that's going to continue until New Year's Eve, okay? And then you're on your own. Just kidding. I'm also doing 50% off until tonight, so if you want to buy a gift card or book a session for January, something like that, to get your year started, it's really nice at that price, okay? So the 20th is telling us, like, you better be walking the walk and talking the talk, but it's really from an energy standpoint, and that's where the change is happening, because it's like Spirit's going to make us more powerful, but that can be something to be cautious of as well. So really make sure that your intention setting, that you're understanding that you're growing right now, and that we are all evolving as a whole as well. So it's not just about you. It's also with the people around you, okay? So that's going to be the 20th. Then we have the 21st. Not surprised that this card came out. So the 21st, the Ocean. As we creep into Christmas, I mean, a lot of people can get into panic mode, or a lot of people are prepared and they're really relaxed. I'm getting to listen. Listen to what you're meant to be doing, okay? So if it's like, I really feel like going to a spin class today, logically your brain might be saying, you know, I shouldn't be spending the money on spin class, or I don't really have the time, I should be doing these other things. Just listen to what you feel like you want to do, but also what your energy is telling you you need as well. So very much related to the change in direction. Like there's going to be a lot of lessons at the beginning of this week. So pay attention, because we just had a full moon. If this is on the 20th, we had the full moon on the 18th, so we'll still be in that energy. And so pay attention to what you released around the full moon as well, because that might be why you need to do some of these things that are going to help you. So you have to embrace these new things that are coming in, okay? But if you're not listening, it's probably going to create more obstacles and problems for you, which I can relate to. All right, we have the Innocence card here, okay? Oh, somebody is watching. I'm just going to check. No comments. Okay. So we have the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. So the 22nd is actually a really good energy, which is nice. So it's the number 22. We have 2 people watching right now. I feel like pay close attention. Again, everything's kind of, it's like Spirit sending us signs. And so pay close attention to what the messages are that are coming through on this day. So you might notice like your intuition is that much more powerful. As I said, be cautious of this, because you might find that like things are coming in really strong. And so again, if you're not listening to that, this could create some destructive patterns for you. So really make sure around this full moon, if you didn't watch that video, to watch it. But make sure you're doing some work ahead of time so that you can really connect to what this means, okay? So the purple here on the card is positive. So the people that are listening to their intuition are going to be having like a really solid week. And the people that aren't listening to their intuition are probably going to be a little frustrated and annoyed. Okay? I can't I can't lie about this stuff. So on the 23rd, blessing in disguise. So this is, again, we're getting closer to Christmas. This is a really beautiful energy. It's really talking about gratitude. So really, again, noticing the signs. You know, what are some of these really amazing things that have been happening to you over your year, over your week, maybe related to the full moon as well. But it could be like you've been really putting out good energy and you're really starting to see the results and the rewards from this. Okay. So if you do have your own business, I feel like this is going to be perfect energy, especially where we have that Venus retrograde coming in on the 19th on Sunday. That's going to be a really positive energy for people around work. So that feels like your work is going to be rewarded, but it's also mental. You have to notice it, right? So we're repeating ourselves here. Christmas Eve, hooray! Release and surrender. Okay, so this is like if you have tension, find ways to express yourself a little bit better. Okay, so this might be like doing some gentle stretches. This might be applying your tools. His light just kind of went weird. So, like, if you had a body scan with me, which I'm still doing for $15, and I kind of go into your chakras and invite some tools for you. Same thing for $10. I'm doing these quick little card spreads into your inbox. So these are things that could help you as well on the 24th, where it's like, oh, I'm going to actually do what I know is going to help me release some of the stress that I tend to be carrying in my shoulders or whatever it is. But there's a lot of angelic energy. And also, guys, I'm doing a tarot and angel card class tomorrow, so that's under the full moon, and it's $30 from 11 until 12:30. So if you want to hop into that class, you can. It's over Zoom. So what you're going to find here is actually, I feel like pulling cards on the 24th for yourself is going to be good as well. I sell a few oracle card decks, so if you're interested in those, let me know, especially at 50% off. You can't really complain. But make sure that you're doing the work, okay? Be yourself. Be your unique self. Because if you're around people on the 24th and you're not being yourself, I feel like there'll be like more headaches than you need, right? So it's worth doing the little bit of like exercise that you need to do throughout the week or even that day, okay? Take everything I say with a grain of salt when this is general. So some things are going to connect, some things aren't going to. But I always recommend go back to last week's reading, see how the week unfolded for you. I do that about for the last, I don't know, 5 weeks or so. I like to really see how messages come in, okay? So that's underneath my playlist through YouTube. So trustworthy guidance. Hooray! It's Christmas and happy holidays to everyone. Sarah's giving me a heart. Okay, cool. So I get like in the chest that some people are like still hurting a little bit from whether it's like because of COVID or something around family or maybe it's money, things like that. But I get like I'm actually getting that obviously there's going to be a lot of gifts at Christmas, but so I'm hearing gifts, but it also feels like deeper than gifts, like feeling satisfied with what you have, feeling confident about your skill set that you have. So when you're with people, you just feel better in your skin. You know, hold yourself accountable as well. If there's something that happens this day, just own up to it. It's like, well, actually this happened and that happened and, you know, that sort of thing. It feels like being really honest and open. So with people, because these are actually opportunities to have breakthroughs with family members and as well with children. So this could be a reading for a child as well, for them to be more open and honest with mom and dad about how they're feeling and emotionally and things like that. Or even if it's a gift that they don't like, it's like, it's okay, you can tell me if you don't like this gift. So it feels like productive energy on Christmas. Of course, there's going to be like habits that are going to come up with family and things like that. So it's like not a great time for breaking habits. It's just continue your habits. It's not a day for changing that. That's what we have, like if you go back to the beginning of this, that's what we have all this stuff leading up to this so we can feel more safe in our skin. and have more gratitude. Okay, so that's what happens in weeklies, is we build up energy. Okay, hope you find this helpful. Who's checking messages? No. Okay, so this is going to be Boxing Day. This is going to be our Sunday, and then of course on Friday I'll be doing next Friday I'll be doing the starting on the 27th. And of course, give and take some of these days when we do timelines. Same thing with your 12-month readings or your 6-month readings that I'm doing. You know, timelines are funny when we do readings in the future, so just pay attention to that. Things might not always be exact because we're doing like general, because we also have like freedom to change, as this is kind of encouraging us to do, okay? So nothing is really set in stone, and that's kind of coming up on the 26th as well. Forgiveness, okay? Make sure that if somebody said something to you in the past, or somebody who was abusive to you, whatever it is, it's a really great time for just healing those old wounds. So to me, actually the 26th feels more relaxing than the 25th. And that makes sense, because actually after Christmas is over, I feel like that's typically when we start to get more holiday time in. So again, if you have your own business or something, because we were talking about Venus retrograde, it feels like get a little stronger when it comes to yourself, okay? Because if you're running your own business, then you have to have really, really freaking thick skin. And it's kind of like that feels like a lesson for you this week, that it doesn't feel like a breakthrough week. It feels like just a week of like clarity, and for some people cleansing, okay? That's what happens after our full moon. So like this for some reason isn't your typical reading, that's what I'm hearing, because it feels like it's going to really stand out to specific people, and other people it might be just dismissed, okay? But as I said, go in and listen to the other readings that I've done, and maybe some of those are going to be more helpful for you. And if you want to get specific, just reach out to me, and you can e-transfer or transfer through PayPal, okay? And I can help you out on a deeper level. I will also be doing monthly January readings, so if you didn't catch your astrological monthly reading for December, you might want to look into your sun, moon, and rising, including the generals. So that's going to be 4 videos that you can watch. And as you listen to these videos, really take what's kind of standing out to you, because those are actually the messages that you need. And I always set the intention that people get what they need, okay? So have a beautiful day, guys. I hope that you're spreading lots of love and cheer out to others. This will be underneath YouTube after this, and also if you want to share any of these videos out, I really appreciate it. And have a blessed Christmas.